Good morning, everybody, and first of all to thank you for coming here to the EPA and HSE Environment and Health Conference. My name is Laura Burke. I'm Director General of the Environmental Protection Agency, for those of you who don't know me. And on behalf of Stephanie O'Keefe from the HSE and myself, it's a great pleasure to welcome you to the third of these EPA HSE Environment and Health Conferences. Now, first of all, I have to do the administrative bit, which is to ask you to take time to note the fire exits in the room in case something awful happens. And in the event of a fire alarm triggering, please make your way to the exit nearest you and follow the instructions of the hotel staff. But hopefully we won't have any of those sort of issues this morning. Also, if you could switch your phones to silent, just so that they're not ringing in the middle of speakers trying to talk and to concentrate. However, for those of you who would like to tweet any learnings or comments or insights, the hashtag for today is here, as you'll see, hashtag Environment and Health Conference 2018. So do please feel free to Twitter. The event itself is paper minimal, so what we're going to do is send you access to the various papers electronically, and because of GDPR rules, we have sought out your permission at registration to have your contact details. This is why, so we can send you on the information and also any information on future EPA HSE events. So, we're here today to share and discuss environment, health and wellbeing research and data knowledge systems. The recent years have seen a realisation amongst policymakers in Europe and beyond, and of course here in Ireland, of the strong connection between health, wellbeing and the environment. And indeed, for any of you who were lucky enough last night to hear Professor Hugh Montgomery at the EPA Climate Lecture, he was again talking about this link between climate change, health and the environment. And I'm always reminded, Professor Martin Cormican, who spoke at this event a couple of years ago, he said it's not the planet that we're trying to protect because the planet will do quite well without us. It is actually for our own interests that we need to be taking action. So, if any of you did miss the climate lecture last night and be interested in seeing it, it will be available on the EPA website as well. So, this awareness of the relationship between our environment and human health has been supported by research activities, including projects co-funded and championed by the EPA and the HSE in partnership. And this has been an influential and productive partnership, and I certainly am very confident of its future because it has worked so well and it is so important to be highlighting research in this area and the interconnection. The co-benefits for population health and environmental protection flowing from policy action, whether that be on climate change, on water quality, air quality, sustainable consumption and production, as well as ecological diversity and integrity, are significant. The HSE and the EPA have common purpose too, given that the statutory definition for environmental protection identifies prevention of harm to human health as a mandatory standard. So specifically within that definition of environmental protection, human health is referenced. The current and emerging challenges relating to, for example, climate change, population growth, urbanisation, food and water security, chemicals in the environment, noise, antimicrobial resistance, and I could go on, will require coherent, integrated and relentless effort in order to deliver and develop sustainable solutions and policy pathways. So today's agenda reflects the feedback that you gave us last year in relation to the topics that you'd like to discuss, and I'm going to urge you when filling in the feedback sheets today that again you give us this information because that will feed into future events as well. So this morning we're going to hear about emerging global research priorities for environment, health and wellbeing, and later hear the results of the National Research Needs Assessment. These will no doubt influence research funding opportunities for the coming years. And also this morning we're going to be hearing about results from HSE, EPA and ESRI collaborative research activities. After lunch, we're going to be discussing challenges around the availability and sharing of data, because that's essential to effective protection of human health. We need to have data to support the research and evidence to support the research. So our keynote speaker this morning is Sir Tim Smith, who has spent decades of his life developing the Eden project in Cornwall, and that project aims to promote an understanding of the responsible management of the vital relationship between the environment, people and resources. His programme is a living lab, so to speak, that researches and explores the intimate connection through demonstration of sustainable practice and thereby generating insights into our dependency and responsibilities. So I'm going to thank Tim and, of course, all of our guest speakers and guest panellists here today for giving of their time. And it is an effort, of course, to be preparing and participating in this event, so thank you very much for that. The session on funded research later this morning is just a snapshot of what's going on in this area, and I would highlight, and we'll be highlighting to you again at break time, at lunchtime, to go in and look at those poster sessions on research, because there's so much else happening that we couldn't include as part of today's agenda. So to thank the researchers for preparing those as well. So that's it with regard to the day. Thank you very much, and I'm going to call on Sir Tim Smith now to talk to us about Eden and broader musings on this topic. So thank you very much.